Wow. So yeah, I'd just like to thank the River Basin Management Society for the opportunity to talk about how we are going to make the Parramatta River swimmable again by 2025. Parramatta River Catchment Group is an alliance of councils, state agencies and community working together towards our vision for a healthy living river. Okay, sorry, I didn't realise I didn't have my video on. Hi. All right, the Parramatta River catchment covers an area of 266 square kilometres from Blackdown Creek in the west to Cockatoo Island in the east. And the river is only about 19 kilometres long, but has many, many tributaries. The Our Living River campaign commenced in 2014 when our vision and mission to make Parramatta River swimmable was developed. This was the beginning of the master plan journey, and I'm just going to show a short little video that kind of summarises our journey. Let me know if you can't hear it.
The Parramatta River is one of Australia's most iconic waterways and one which millions of people deeply connect with. Aboriginal people have lived along the Parramatta River for thousands of years, and we respect and acknowledge the continuing connection they have with the river and the land surrounding it. The Parramatta River used to be swimmable. Sadly, by the 1950s, most of our river swimming spots were closed due to pollution from local industry, sewerage and stormwater runoff. Over the last 30 years, we have seen great improvements to the health of the river, with advancements in regulation, technology and community awareness. Wildlife has come back to the river, and 367 native animal species now call it home. We are already swimming naturally at 4 sites along the river, including Lake Parramatta, which was reopened in 2015 after being closed for 72 years. The Parramatta River is the heart and soul of our region and central to many recreational, cultural and celebratory events and activities. Due to Sydney's increasing population and improvements in urban planning and development, the river's shores are set for unprecedented change. The Parramatta River Master Plan grasps the opportunity this change presents to create a home for nature and an oasis for the millions of people who live near it. Robust science, collaboration, cultural sensitivity and community input are at the heart of this plan to ensure that we deliver real outcomes for our living river and its communities. 35 partner agencies and more than 15,000 people have contributed to the many stages of the master plan. We all have a role in making the Parramatta River swimmable again to secure its future for generations to come.
Okay, so that took you straight to the river, so I hope you got a nice sense of what our Parramatta River is like. So the Parramatta River Catchment Group plays a key coordination role to facilitate catchment-wide planning and research and provide value to councils by coordinating across the region and providing greater exposure catchment-wide. We raise the profile and generate greater media attention. Working together can be clearly demonstrated in the partnership with Sydney Water, who is taking a leading role in the implementation of several steps from the master plan. A small team sits within Sydney Water, but we work as one team. Advocacy for planning reform, funding and regulation is another important aspect of our work. Communication and engagement between stakeholders and with the community is essential, and the PRCG run a number of education campaigns throughout the year for industry and residents, and I'll talk about them a bit later. The master plan was developed over 4 years and aligns with the risk-based framework for waterway health, incorporating science, economic analysis, and community and stakeholder engagement and values, and was launched in October 2018. The master plan outlines 10 steps to a living river, and what needs to be done to make the Parramatta River swimmable again by 2025. I think that the 10 steps are easy to understand, and we are confident that they are achievable. And I'll talk about some of our key progress a little later as well. So with a growing and densifying city, we have the opportunity and the need to improve our rivers. Parramatta River is the centrepiece for the central river city. Making the river swimmable is connected to the livability goals of many of Sydney's key planning documents. The community and our partners told us what a living river meant to them. An engaged community, loved and cared for, clean water and that's safe and supports life in the river. Business opportunities, quality facilities, healthy ecosystems, and ease of access. Another piece of research work, the draft Standardising the Standards recommendations paper, identified the role development could play in achieving a swimmable river by reducing pollution loads and improving habitat and improving swim sites through access and activation. The draft Standardising the Standards recommendation paper provides further evidence-based information that could inform policy. Modelling has shown that diffuse stormwater pollution remains a major contributing factor to poor water quality. So to reduce pollution loads to the Parramatta River, we need to reduce runoff. There are 4 strategies to achieve this. We need to maximise pervious areas and vegetation coverage. We need to influence policies directed at increasing imperviousness. Maximise rainwater harvesting. Rainwater harvesting reduces runoff. Maximise infiltration and evapotranspiration. Measures such as rain gardens and self-watering street trees will help improve that. Treat any remaining runoff so that we don't have any pollution running to our rivers. The strategies outlined in the draft paper are used to advocate for more water-sensitive urban design in development and creating more blue-green infrastructure in our parks, open spaces and streetscapes. The draft paper is currently being consulted extensively across state agencies and our partners for their feedback and input. We're hoping that the development of a blue-green index tool as one of the recommendations will come from this. The draft paper will be finalised soon, and we're hoping that that will be available on our website in about a month's time. So to create new swim sites, stakeholder and community engagement was key during the development of the master plan. We asked, where should we swim? Extensive community research was done to help us understand what the community felt about swimming in the river. So both qualitative and quantitative research was undertaken through 4 focus groups, which explored attitudes, motivations, reactions, and barriers. And these focus groups then informed the questionnaire that was done by a telephone survey. And we did more than 1,000 surveys. So that data benchmarked and gave us an understanding of levels of interest in swimming in the river. So what did the community think about swimming in the river? So our research confirmed the need to ensure that the levels of risk are communicated to swimmers, that facilities such as toilet showers and picnic areas are located at swim sites, and that we needed to promote where current and future sites would be and report publicly on water quality. Swim sites were selected applying a swim site selection framework and then further consultation. So the Parramatta River Catchment Group and councils are working together to promote the river to get people swimming. And as you heard in the video, there's currently 4 locations where people can already swim, and that's at Lake Parramatta, Chiswick Bars, Cabarita and Dawn Fraser Swimming Pool. So creating new swim sites is also important to the community, and so we're working on activating 3 new swim sites. 2 are in the Canada Bay local government area and 1 in the Ryde Council area. So what's required to activate a site? So we need, firstly, council support. And we also need a year's worth of water quality monitoring data, which will inform a predictive model for our web-based River Watch program. Need to test chemical levels in the sediment because of the Parramatta River's history of industrial pollution, and carry out site risk assessments. All our sites need to have good access, facilities, parking, etc. So making the river swimmable requires a multi-pronged approach, and education and awareness campaigns are another key strategy that we employ. We run a number of education and engagement programs. The Get the Site Right campaign is targeted to the building and construction industry and aims to raise awareness about the effects of sediment-laden runoff. Now, in its 5th year, the campaign has expanded from a Parramatta River catchment program to a Greater Sydney campaign, working with other catchment groups and councils outside of the Parramatta River catchment. We aim to run 2 campaigns a year, and during our month-long campaign, councils can generally inspect over 1,000 sites. So over time, you know, we're slowly seeing a greater percentage of compliant sites. So we think that, you know, we're getting our message across. We also run the River Aware program, which is a residential stormwater education program. We launched this program online during COVID lockdown, and we actually got quite a good success rate, reaching about 11,000 people. So it was originally designed to engage with people at festivals and events, and so we're looking forward to rolling that out when we can get out and about again in large crowds. So we also have a Riverfest event, and our Riverfest is held annually, and of course this year we're doing things differently, and we're running a variety of small face-to-face kind of workshops and tours and online sessions over 4 weeks. And we're theming them to our master plan, some of our master plan steps, which the first week biodiversity, second week getting involved, and then we're doing the Get the Site Right campaign, and then talking about our swim sites with the community. Some of these events will be held by our Riverkeeper ambassadors. This is our volunteer program, and we try and encourage people to get involved. And some of the activities that we have are cycling, monthly cleanup events, and we also have a kayaking bush care. Early next year, we're planning to do a bit of a recruitment drive for volunteers and run what we call a Changemaker course, so we can increase our network. So that's it from me. We're all very busy, but so you can go to our website at ourlivingriver.com.au and find out more, and join us for our Riverfest in October.